Welcome back to Fair Iron & Customs. I'm Michael, and today we are mounting these 3712 50 17s, R17s, which means R means they're radials. 17s on these 411 ARC Vision wheels. My wheels are 17 by 9 with a -12 offset. So it means they have got the center of the wheel is -12 millimeters towards the inside. I would have loved to have had a wheel that had a deeper offset than that, a deeper negative offset, but with the political climate and everything going on in the world today, they just aren't available right now. So I've got 3 installed already, and I thought what I'd do, so y'all seen me put tires on before, I thought what I would do is show you the process of putting this wheel on. It has a very heavy sidewall. I think they're like 8 or 10 ply sidewalls. They are a total pain in the butt. The first one I had a terrible time with, and I got in here this morning and got to work and, you know, got it figured out. So let me get y'all set up on the camera. And like I said, I've already got this wheel set up. Make sure when you're using your Harbor Freight tire machine, go ahead and gronk down on this good and tight. As you can see, mine is starting to be loose. That's a mod we're going to have to do. I thought it was the bolt, but it's just the base is loose. So we're going to have to do some welding and some more mods to this down the road, but it's not going to happen today. I've got my valve stem already in. I had bought the inflator, the tire bazooka. We're not going to need it. These sidewalls are so stiff that we're not going to need it. They hold their shape and they pop right on. So let me get y'all set up and we'll put this wheel on. Okay guys, these tires are pretty heavy. It says they weigh 75 pounds. I'm not sure if it weighs 75 pounds, but it's close. I'd love to measure them and see how much difference in these tires and the ones with the steel wheels. I expect they're going to be very close, and the assembly is somewhere close to 100 pounds. So, you know, it's a big tire. So just with this, we want to make sure that we lube our, what the hell? Okay guys, so like I was saying before the air compressor cut me off, was on any tire you put on, you want to make sure you get your bead in the drop center while you're trying to mount the tire, and most especially on something that has sidewalls that are so thick, I mean so heavy, as in these are, like I said, 8 or 10 ply, or, you know, like your 40, 50, 60 series tires, you are going to have to get it deep in that drop center to get this thing to stretch over the tire. So the first bead should go ahead and pop on. Yep. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my marks to line up with the valve stems. And we're going to lube. Oh, wait, before I get carried away. Mike Rule, I was talking to him the other day about this. If y'all haven't seen my video on the duck bill tool, this is for installing tires on alloy wheels so you don't scratch the wheel or a chrome wheel or anything. The important part about this is you go counterclockwise with it, and your tire needs to come across the top of the duckbill like that while it's going on. So let's get this bead lubed up. Try not to get any water inside your wheel. On a steel wheel, they will cause rust, and it will also technically, if you had enough in there, ounces, it would cause out of balance. So like I said, these sidewalls on these tires are heavy. Let me see. And let's see. I want to get on mine, because the wall is there, you're going to see where I'm going to run into problems. I want to get it around as far as possible. Guys, I did that wrong. All right. The bead has got to go under the duck head. Come on, Larry, you're embarrassing me in front of all my friends. So guys, from the angle, this is the point where you're going to want to get in that drop center. This is down in the drop center. And there you go, it's on. Nothing to it, just a little bit of sweat equity. If you haven't watched this episode where I built this, I'll try to leave a link in the description. Go back and watch that. Something I would like to mention, they have a duck bill that has a cage on it that I think I'm going to get that I like better than this one. Oh, okay. Also, I'm breaking in a new camera. Let me get this tire beaded. I'm going to go out and put them on the truck, and we're either going to come back while we're trying to figure out how to prepare I think I told y'all in the last video, the centers knock out, but these are going to have to be enlarged to clear the hubs on those early model, on those early style locking hubs. So I'm going to get this finished mounted, and we'll come back here in a little bit. All right, guys, we ran into a little snag with this. I apologize if all y'all can hear is the wind, but the wheels on this thing will not accept a standard lug nut. So you got to go out and get these ones like this, spline wheel lock kit, and these are just white knight, a 1/2 inch by 20 threads. So I'll show you where we're at. Like I said, I got that one is just sitting in there, but I tried the socket first. The thin wall socket won't fit, so you've got to do that. So some of my concerns with these weird negative offset wheels was the shock clearance. This may give a issue if we flex the truck. I don't know if we will be driving it off-road any, but you know, can't never tell. And hitting the radius arm. Guys, I have got to clean this up, and that's going to be in a future video. So let me get these wheels on, you know, and then we'll come back. All right, guys, we got the wheels on the truck. I'll give y'all, I'll turn around the camera here in a second, give y'all a look. I was going to do some ditch flexing, but the battery's completely flat. That's a big surprise. It hasn't been down the road in probably 6 months or more, so we may have other issues with it when we get into it. I did find a pinion seal leaking, so I might put a pinion seal in it. May have to pull the axles out of it. The left rear axle feels like it may have a little play in the bearing, so you know, this is, you know, stuff, toys, mud trucks, rock crawlers, hot rods, they're all the same thing. You know, you play, you pay, man. All right, guys, so I didn't have any problems getting the centers installed. We just popped the center out. I had to file, there was 3 little tabs in there that had to be filed off, but it fit right against the rim perfectly. It looks really good. I have lost about an inch, maybe an inch and a half on both sides. I don't think it looks terrible. I do wish that it had been a 10-inch rim. That would have gave me a little more sidewall, would have ballooned just a little bit more and made the tire look a little wider. The rear, like I said, looks good. We may have an issue at full stuff. The axle may hit the shock. I don't know. Okay, I had F-150 bullet hole wheels on this thing. with 35 1250 15s when I first built it. So I mean, I thought about that the other day. I was like, I knew everything would fit and everything should work. The only thing that I'm really worried about is the wheel hitting the radius rod. We got a lot of cleanup to do on this thing. I'm not really planning on doing any more showing on this truck. The paint's bad. You know, it may get a paint job. I'm going to build a light bar kind of headache rack thing to go on the back of it, kind of like some Lund style light bar from the 80s. I know they're kind of coming out with something similar to that that's made out of form metal. We're probably going to do like form metal bumpers, a winch. I got some work under the hood I want to do, you know, little things. But we're not going to do a bunch of videos all at once on this thing. I'll work on it a little bit when I feel like working on it. Right now I'm just planning on the next video is getting it where we can actually drive it legally on the road. And, you know, just be able to drive it around and do stuff with it, take it to town every once in a while, because I do like driving it. We're going to have to do something else. The emulator chip that was in this thing was a Modus chip, Modus quarter horse. From the best I can tell, they're out of business. So I may have to go to like a tweaker just so I can get the check engine light turned off. The battery went dead in the quarter horse. I don't even know if there's any support out there for it, and it was not the easiest tuning chip to use. If y'all, you know, have different opinions in the comments, you know, let me know down below. But I had a little, it was a very steep learning curve. So that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, I wish we could have went for a drive today, but we will definitely drive it in the next video. We're going to get the lights fixed, get this thing legal so I can get it inspected, get the tags up to date, and, you know, so I'm going to go back to driving it. And the next video, I'm going to work on the suspension in the F1, I think is what the next video is going to be. The front suspension, I'm kind of redoing the front suspension, and we'll get into that in the next video. See y'all guys later.